So we got Langris. Now, obviously with his character in particular, he's more on the side of kind of making it so that kind of healing is a bit of a problem for the enemy team. So, we're going to go straight in with the ultimate itself. It should do a good, decent amount of damage, of course. Now, I'll be honest, upon actually getting this Langris, he's actually not a bad character. It's just, I've not really had a bit of a situation on where I've actually needed to use him. Although I would say that I wish the boss fights were still available with the 5 stages, because, I mean, to be fair, Langris could have worked on the Mimosa fight, because, I mean, she's healing, I think, if I can remember correctly. But there hasn't really been, not that I've experienced, a situation where you know, I really need to heavily stop the enemy from, you know, healing, of course. I don't think there's been an event or any type of situation where we've had to kind of fully just apply that specific debuff, of course. And if that is the case, then of course Langris will be picture perfect for that. Now, the key thing about this man is obviously he does work in a way where he can get a ton of SP back, and with one way of doing it is his second skill. Now, you've got to be very cautious on how you go about getting this. I'm just going to probably take it from Mimosa since I don't need any healing right now. And the plus side to all of this is that, of course, he does give himself speed. So, yeah, that is actually picture perfect. And then, of course, we just go about, rather than do the barrier, get the defense up. Actually, I should have done the barrier. I don't know why I didn't, but it's fine. And then, of course, we can rely on Real. I mean, right now with Global, with the green mono team, it eventually will get there with, you know, how good you can potentially make it. I would say when Charlotte drops, that's where things get really interesting. But Langris himself, well, with my Langris in particular, yeah, he's kind of juiced up. So his damage output is pretty nice, I will admit. I do feel like when it comes to PvP, you might have a little bit more success than PvE, to be honest. Again, it's just with the current situation of where the game is at right now with, you know, the events and what the game has to offer content wise, of course. So obviously, I mean, if I wanted to, I can go for the second skill, but there's no point since I've got my speed up. So we'll just Oko U, there we go, 157k, and then boom. Right, farming he'll absolutely decimate, and he'll make things a lot easier if that's something that you're trying to do, or if you're interested in when it comes to that AoE unit, right? So a fight like this is actually perfect for Langris. Now, I like to utilize Langris in a sub DPS format. So first things first, obviously, being in this fight in particular, of course, this Witch Queen is doing a ton of healing, so the key thing that we want is to kind of stop that. So again, in future modes, whenever they choose to make it so that you know, healing is going to be like a serious problem, then, you know, Langris is there. I'm just putting that out there. He's also applying it on an AoE format, so if we need that AoE stoppage of healing, we've got Langris as an available unit. So obviously we'll do the ultimate, because obviously not only are we stopping the healing, but we're also giving all of our allies that 20% increased favors damage dealt. That's why I like to use him in a sub DPS, because he's still doing decent amount of damage. I mean, not as much since it is a red typing, but he's still doing his job. Obviously the speed is there for Langris once we utilize the second skill, so he will be a quick mother trucker with the help of William. That's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so we'll just quickly fire off the ultimate, so that way my main attacker being Julius, he can feed off from that increased damage of 20%, since he's a blue typing and Witch Queen is a green typing. So like I said, decent damage. Again, I went with the crit build and it works perfectly fine. So we're just going to go and hope, and I don't know, Witch Queen does have a lot of health, so this might not Oko. Yeah, it's fine. I had to switch up his gear just a tad bit, so that's absolutely fine. So another thing that Global can really utilize in this situation is that you do have healers that can also provide SP plus ones. Now, you are probably going to think that, you know, Mimosa might be the way to go, right? The green Mimosa. Obviously, the +1 SP is on her combination skill, which is going to be a tough break to use, because I guess you want the resurrection at the ready just in case. But she has the SP +1 on her first skill, but it only is given to the ally that's, I believe that's getting healed, if I can remember correctly. But it's an RNG play of 40%, or is it 45%? Either way, you know, you might not get it. Charmy, on the other hand, has SP +1 on her first skill, as well as her ultimate. Now, again, it's 40%, so again, RNG play. However, if you get lucky, you get lucky. And again, with Langris's kit, the way it's built, you know, he can himself get a ton of SP back. So it's just a bonus, basically, if we can get lucky here. Let's have a look. Did we get lucky? Hey, look at that. Beautiful. Everyone got it. So like I said, Langris can fit in other teams just because of how he works, you know. So stopping the healing, everyone's got the favorite damage. And then what I like to do in this situation is, since right now I don't need... Actually, to be fair, I don't really know. So this is where things get a little bit tricky, because you have to be very careful on who you want to kind of use. Because again, you're taking away their ultimate. I kind of want the Fortify. So I'm just going to probably keep that for William. No, actually, the combination skill is going to work perfectly fine. So I think right now we're good on healing, because we've got that continuous healing, and plus we've got the second skill to work with. So I think for right now, we'll just kind of take it away from Charmy. So now we're at 5. And then on this... Oh, wait, we can't even attack Witch Queen. Okay, well, I think I'll just get the Fortify on for the team itself. Again, Langris can work decently well in any mono team if you want to go down that route. So we'll do this. Slow them down, and then of course Charmy. Let's see if we can get lucky with the first skill. Ah, William got it. So yeah, a bit of an RNG play going on there. Bit of an RNG play. So in this scenario, we'll just kind of focus on you, and then okay. I mean, yeah. Okay, you know, we'll just get rid of the Witch Queen. Why not? But you guys are kind of understanding on how things are right now when it comes to Langris. Now, obviously, there's no barrier being played, so there's no point going about doing the combination skill. So I'm just going to Oko you, because your damage is pretty nice out there. So yeah, I do like to use him in that sub DPS format. Again, William. That's absolutely fine. Keep in mind, Langris does have that passive to keep him alive. So once again, we've got the ultimate at the ready. This might not kill. Yeah, that's fine. We didn't even get the crit on that point. That's unfortunate. And then we just kind of clean up. So yeah, that's kind of how I tend to use Langris. So with this guild boss fight, I really wanted to kind of put myself to the test, because this boss fight is taking away SP, which is annoying. But I wanted to also bring Charlotte along, because again, this is going to be the combo that is going to be absolutely beautiful. And here's the thing. When it comes to the next green typing that everyone should be focusing on, it's going to be Charlotte herself. Now, don't get me wrong, Langris, again, as you know, as a unit, as an attacker, with what he applies with stopping healing, perfect. Can't go wrong with this man. Absolutely perfect. Again, with the way I've kind of decided to go about building him, you know, I've got that consistency of high amount of damage going on with the crit, which is absolutely beautiful. Providing me a high amount of damage on an AoE basis is also picture perfect. Again, stopping enemy from healing on an AoE basis is also picture perfect. Again, there hasn't been any scenario where we've really had to kind of utilize that. So I do feel like maybe in the future something might pop up in that type of case, that yes, Langris is going to be viable, but as of right now, there isn't any need for him. So obviously, when it comes to considering should you summon, for global, no. For global, no. Now, between Yuno and Langris, Langris is a better character in the sense of being useful on PvE as well as PvP. If you want to use him in that offensive way and provide support for your main attacker, if you're trying to do like a mono situation, then yeah, fair enough. I mean, having Langris isn't exactly going to be a bad idea, because again, at the end of the day, the man is providing that consistent AoE ultimate damage, especially if you can get him to LR+2, which I wish I did, because if that was the case, I would be popping off his ultimate practically every turn, every 2 turns, I want to say. I'm that confident in saying that, yeah, that's how things would be, especially if I had his Greymore. So, like a really kitted out Langris himself with his Greymore and an LR+2, you will be seeing this man dropping his ult, like, one after another. And then, of course, with Charlotte coming into the mix of things, it might be every turn. It might get that crazy. Now, you also got to keep in mind that that speed boost that he applies is on for 3 turns, so that quickness is there for him to just kind of be in and out super quick, and it's just going to be beautiful. I don't think I've got the correct gear on Raya. Oh god, this might be bad for me. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. Now, again, I'm here to kind of provide support for Raya. You had to die on me. Why? Alright, we're going to hope and pray that Langris can kind of get the job done. Now, you know, if the main attacker does fall, you know, I mean, it's not exactly the best thing, but at the same time, we can rely on Langris because he's an attacker himself. Now, I don't have my speed boost, so we're going to actually apply the speed boost, and we're going to feed off from our Charlotte. So there we go. So that's on for 3 turns now. So we've got speed being played here, which is beautiful. And then obviously the first skill from Charlotte, that will then automatically go over to Langris. We can take our time with this, slowly dwindle down the enemy itself. Obviously Radis is going to be pulling Taunt. So like as of right now for green mono for global, I think we're just kind of waiting on Charlotte because she practically changes it all. if I'm being completely honest, when it comes to just how much he elevates the green typing. Langris, on the other hand, I don't think he's elevating green typing that much, although he does provide good amount of damage on an AoE basis. I think that's a big plus. Is there an AoE character? Well, you got the Lich and Riot combination, but that's in need of 2 characters, right? I don't. What? Oh, well, I mean, you got Jack, but you need his Greymore. I don't know. But yeah, as of right now, there's no rush and there's no need for Langris. But if you're really comparing the two of the new units, Langris works best on both sides, whereas Yuno is more for PvP. So just want to clarify that. So we're just getting by. Let's have a look on the situation that we're in. We don't have any more speed. I really don't want to. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't want to take anyone's ultimate, but at the same time I do, and at the same time I need the speed, and in this scenario we're gonna have to go for Charlotte because I need that barrier. we're literally just, oh my god, if I knew you, oh, I should have just took it off you. We didn't even get the crit. Oh god, it's a GG. Oh my god, did my passive pop? Wow, wait, my passive didn't even pop. What? Interesting. I thought my passive would have popped. Now I would have given it to Langris, that second skill, but we need, oh god. We might die here. I'm just trying to figure out what I can do here. I did this for the... No, you're poisoned. Why? Okay, that's fine. So, you're dead. Drop the ult, give me that favored damage. Boom, okay. The question is, can I hold out? That's the question. Oh god. And I'm silenced. Fabulous. What can I do here? Okay, I'm gonna try and get. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me try and get my ultimate. I'm gonna try something here. Boom. 70k. Okay, come on. If we survive this. Oh! My passive saved me. Please. No! Speed! Oh. God damn it. Alright, oh my god, such an annoying boss. Well, we got there. I managed to make it work. Look, what I'm trying to get at is that, you know, Langris, he's an overall decent, solid unit. In no way is he actually bad. It's just... I really can't think of a reason why you want to actually go for him outside of, you know, the future green units. He just doesn't really... I mean, here's the thing. For PvP, he's not meta at all. So he's not being used in that direction. And in PvE, there isn't... I mean, outside of just being that sub-DPS type of role, there isn't really anything going on right now for him. So I wouldn't say there's a big demand that he is kind of needed and whatnot. But... I can't even say... I mean, look, with how Global's going about doing their banner, you know, I personally wouldn't say pick him up. He's not... I wouldn't say he's worth that much of a pickup with the amount of investment that you can actually put into him. It's not exactly worth it. I mean, if you're paid to win about it and you kind of want to have him prepared on hand, and yeah, get his Greymon, and if you're able to get him that Bella +2, then I think at that point he's practically set. Because then when Charlotte comes in, then yeah, this man will be getting his ultimate non-stop. And then you can potentially get his damage output out of there pretty nicely, of course, but... There's no rush, there's no need to summon for this man, and for the PvE side of things, he does work. It's just we're waiting on an event, or a scenario, or a boss, where I'm just like, yeah, Langris is the perfect fit, because as of right now, ever since pulling this man, we haven't really had a reason to use him.